everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Butcher3 and in today's video I'm gonna be talking you about a killer tactic for light tanks which is called Peekaboo. Here we go. So now, I was of course joking about the fact that it's a killer technique. Actually, it's just a basic technique because everyone should be able to handle this technique in order, of course, to survive on the fields, because it starts with the big issue the light tank got, which is they don't have armor. So if I think about heavy tanks techniques, then I will talk about side scraping or hull down technique, because they can rely on the armor of the tank and that technique will work very well. Instead, the light tanks doesn't have any armor, so they cannot use the same kind of technique to be effective on the fields. So what you can do? You have to rely on other skills the light tank got, which are mobility and then fantastic concealment. You will see the technique is not that different. I mean, it's very much related to the hull down, but it works slightly different. While hull down, you put yourself in a, as we said, hull down position, so a position where you are covering all your hull and you're showing just your turret, which should be enough thick to bounce the shot. Instead, with the light tank, you try as well to find a position where you can hide all your tank and you have the chance to pull out just the turret enough to shoot the enemy and then go back into cover. This is the very basic movement you are going to do. But then what makes it very much more effective is playing with your concealment too. So what are you going to do? Basically, you're going to pull out the turret, aim for your target, shoot it if you have the chance and go back into cover. Then you are going to stay there, hold the spot and reset your camo. Like that, the enemy will don't know if you are going to move away somewhere else or you are still there. This build up a kind of a fear factor on the enemy, which they are not going to be so confident on the movement, on aiming on other targets. Instead, generally, they used to pre-aim your spot. In this way, you are going to attract attention from the enemy, and like this you are just taking away attention towards your teammates that can carry on destroy the other enemy tanks. Another thing that becomes very fundamental on this technique is the use of the all-around view. The all-around view, you can enable it using on the PC. You can push the right button on the mouse and look around, so you are not moving your turret, you are just having a look around you and even over the obstacle in front of you. Instead, on the mobile, you have a scroll bar that you can use to do the same thing. This tool is fundamental for this technique, while this technique is based on the surprise. The name said it all. I mean, Peekaboo, I'm surprising, coming out where you're not expecting me. Alright, so you want to check behind, over the ridges where you're hiding yourself, where you're resetting your camo, and you have to check your enemy, if still spotted, where is aiming to. And the best moment to pull out, of course, will be when your enemy is pointing somewhere else, is distracted, is not anymore pre-aiming you, is not anymore engaging you. Or even better, when your enemy have just shot, so you can pull out, you know that the enemy is on the reload, and you can shoot him back. Like this, the technique is going to work perfectly. To make it even more effective, you can add to the concealment, to the all-around view, the relocation. If you relocate to another spot while you are not spotted and you still aim into the same tank, you will have the chance to surprise the enemy in another spot while he is aiming to the previous spot where he saw you last time. And like this, you are starting to bother the enemy, to be annoying so much that he will point you, and at that time you can again reset your camo and even leave. leave for somewhere else. If he's pushing you, you can leave for somewhere else. You are baiting the enemy into another position, into another spot, or even much more better, if you know that there is some deadly tank close to you, you can bait the enemy towards that tank. On the aiming circle of a TD, for example, or on a bunch of your teammates, and that tank will regret so much to have chased you. We're gonna give a look now to a replay from me playing on a Vickers Light, and you will see what I'm talking about. I was playing with a good player, which was Sheridan. Believe it or not, sometimes happen to have good players in your team, which was kind of double team with me. I mean, he was helping me so much on the push to the right side and holding, I mean, the right flank, I mean the light tank flank. As you can see, I did spot the TD, and I was already doing what we said. I was exposing just the little necessary amount of my turret to shoot the enemy and then go back into cover. Here goes a very lucky shot, a very lucky bounce actually, on my front plate. And here we go. This action will take a few minutes because, yeah, I was afraid to pull out too much because I knew on the other corner there had to be the other TD, because there are two, one is spotted, the other one probably will be on the other side of the corner on this map. Yeah, the T-92 was not really sure what he was doing. We was going from one side to the other, but even if I knew I had an averagely good mantlet, but the turret is pennable, and he could pen me even with HE, he would deal me a lot of damage. He was not really sure to engage me at all, but yeah. The fact is that I was keep on backing up and just showing the minimum amount of my turret, and that's how works generally the hull down mixed to the peekaboo style. Alright, of course the peekaboo, it works much more, as I said, with the reset of the camo. But yeah, of course here we are in a close combat, and that technique is not possible to use it while you have somebody that is spotting you so close, because as you know, and I will remember you, if an enemy is closer than 50 meters from you, you are going to get spotted anyway. So I did push the T-92, and yeah, he went away. So I worked to flank the enemy. Here we go. WT is out of position, generally he is on the right side, but yeah, look at that! Don't you love a T-57 heavy, a heavy tank, camping on a TD spot? Fantastic. Alright, now I'm starting to shoot him, and yeah, pull out and go back into cover, pull out and go back into cover. Even that one is not really the best of the players, but yeah, he will go down very soon, because yeah, that's not the spot for a heavy tank, and while they go into cover, yeah, he got just destroyed on the way. But then, here we go. Now, I expecting the enemy to know that I'm on the corner and them to expect me to stay here. Instead, I reset my camo, and here we go. We go to the other side of the map, where the enemy are not expecting me. This is the light tank skills, the capacity of the tank to relocate and surprise the enemy from a spot where they are not expecting you at all. Alright, and that's how it works much better on the field. If you hold always the same spot where you've been last time spotted, well, expect a very good health E100, for example, to come towards you and try to take you out. Of course, you have some chances to shoot them. He was trying to kill the mouse, but yeah, as you know, the tank is not the easiest one, and I knew that I had just one chance to shoot him, to take him out, otherwise the E100 was going to kill me. So I go back into cover because I got spotted, so would be much more smart for me to reset my camo, as we said, take a better position, which was behind these rocks here, and play the peekaboo style. Here we go. First of all, I'm spotting the E100 for the other teammates, so they know where he's moving to. And then, as you can see, I'm shooting him and getting into cover. As you can see, I have the light bulb over my head, and this means, of course, that I was not spotted, and I'm getting unspotted again. And here start the peekaboo style, as we said. You see, I pull out, I go back into cover, again light bulb, I was not spotted. He was pre-aiming me because, he would spot me moving away, but yeah, he will never, even if he knows that I'm here, he will never know when I'm going to pull out. And he knows he got other people around. So I was just changing position, spotting him without getting spotted back. You see, taking the lowest part because he had to feel that he got somebody close to him, trying to spot him. I went for the tiny little weak spot on the tank, and I got undercover again. You see, I could spot also the most that did move away from the previous spot, and now I know where they both are, and I'm giving chance to my teammates to move around. You saw what I was meaning about the peekaboo style. You want to pull out just as much as necessary to snipe your enemy, get into cover, and push your enemy to change position unless they get slaughtered down there where they are. Okay, now I'm going to show you a video where I'm going to play a T-62A, which is a medium tank, and I will play it not really in a peekaboo style. I was pretty aggressive on this battle because it was really necessary to be aggressive, and I want to just show you not really the technique, but how you should aim to the enemy even on a peekaboo, as well on a hull down position. You have always to aim for the enemy just on the spot that allowed you to pen them. You don't have always to see all the enemy tank. You don't need it. You are just exposing too much of yourself while it's not necessary. Just expose yourself just as much as necessary to pen the penable part of it and go back into cover. This will make for the enemy much more harder to shoot you because they will have very few part of it that they can pen. And if you have a tank like the T-62A that have a very strong turret, well, they will never have chances to shoot you. Unless you make some mistakes, like I did. You will see the enemy medium will shoot me on the side of the turret where it is penable. But yeah, you can take one shot, why not? But if you are dealing a lot of damage, that's worth the trade. That's it for me, guys, about it today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to push that like button under the video and subscribe to the channel. Other video will come very soon. In the meantime, have fun and keep tanking. See ya, guys. Bye, fioi.